Wow, that was lackluster. I want to hear it again. How is everybody doing at Ciderfest? That is so much better. Thank you so much. So, today we are going to be reviewing a very special episode. It was the episode that was airing today, in fact. Yes, we are that crazy. So, we've got some lovely people coming up onto this lovely panel. If you can't tell, we've got this guy, we got this guy, we got this girl, and we got whatever the heck this is.
Watch down!
What is this? I have no idea. So,
Toon is dead. You killed him! You killed him!
He just does not want to get up.
He's too big of a head to stay up.
Go home and trust him. So, the first person that I'm going to be calling up here, he's our favorite blue unicorn, personally the love of my life. So everybody, give up for our favorite Uncle Songhorse, DaWillstanator!
I'm not clapping. Clap!
Just hands! Make it louder! Alright, awesome. First, next up we got the first of the keychain, the master of the floof, the queen of memes. Give it up for Keychi! Next up, we can't have Keychi here. We can't have Keychi here without the OG. The first. Before the floof, there came the poof. So please welcome Keyframe! Inside, she makes up for awesomeness and in rainbows. Please welcome everybody's favorite little Skittle corn, Lightning but certainly not laced, at least in some people's books. It's debatable. Please welcome the man, the myth, the legend, the one who brought us here tonight. Please welcome the guy who can't keep his freaking plushie standing upright. Please welcome ToonKriticY2K!
Holy crap!
I gotta say, out of all the introductions, that is the best artwork.
Oh, I wonder who that's by. Oh yeah, it's by my good buddy Isaac Sklar. Is he in the audience?
Let's all give one solitary clap rising. 1, 2, 3. You guys are great.
We're bringing that back?
Yes.
Oh, boy oh boy, so, whew, this is gonna be a fun panel. So, how does it get the
I don't know about your plushie, do I think your ego makes you too top-heavy.
Hey, sitting down. There you go.
Maybe if you put along your tail, it might help you balance it out.
Anyway.
Rule.
Village of General Steins of Aaron's Falls of Oasis. Today, Ponyville Oktoberfest brings to you some of the best well-known Brony reviewers and analysts from across the United States of good old America. You already know us. We got Keyframe. Give us a solitary clap for each of us. We got Keyframe, Vespio, Lightning Bliss, Keychi, and who am I again? I forgot.
That's scrub.
Ian White, when did you get here?
Pull off a German accent to save my
Wow,
life.
and you let yourself go.
I know.
You lost height. How do you do
And you
that?
lost your fashion sense.
I know. This old
No,
thing.
you didn't really know much to begin with.
That's my point.
That old thing. Anyway, welcome to Brony Reviewing 101. We are happy to be here. This is the third time that we've tried bringing this, and hey, we actually have an audience this time. Remember the first time we did this? There was like nobody here.
Yeah, we sucked.
Back then, literally nobody cared about us, and now today, still nobody cares about us, but this is just a flat-out pity party.
It's a little bit more because we leveled up by a little
It's a
bit.
joke!
You tolerate us. You really tolerate us.
It's like in Pokemon when you leveled up and you think you only did it just. There you go.
We
Good enough.
went from a Caterpie to a Metapod.
It's not too bad. We've stepped up. But
And
anyway.
yet the Metapod still does nothing.
There you go. So.
What are we doing today?
What are we doing here today? Well, this is Brony Reviewing 101, but actually, for those that came to this panel, y'all are in for a pretty interesting surprise because that pony show's still going on, isn't there? It's still going on, I think.
Yeah.
There's a pony show. I thought this was Oktoberfest where we all just get wasted.
That was me 2 nights ago.
I think if we're lucky.
Tune. So let me get this straight. I want to put this together. So we have the pony show is still going on.
Yes?
We're all somewhat pony reviewers.
Yes?
Most of us is on a podcast known as Roundtable is Magic.
Anyone familiar with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so and we're at a Brony convention. So putting all the clues together, we're going to talk about the newest Steven Universe League.
Yeah! No, but how would you guys like a special little mini Roundtables Magic exclusive for all you guys here at Ponyville Oktoberfest? Out lightly. I said, do you want a Roundtable's Magic episode right here tonight?
No, nobody? Okay.
I think that's good enough. Okay.
Cheer louder for me.
That's true, they did.
You used your witchy powers.
Here's the problem.
So we're reviewing today's episode.
Yes.
Uncommon Bond.
Uncommon Bond, aka Sunburst is the new waifu stealer.
Thank God I'm not the only one thinking that.
He was just snatching up like Starlight's friends left and right.
All the females.
He's
all
got a
for Sunburst.
rainbow of girls.
Just goes to show, geek always wins. Which automatically makes Twilight best princess objectively.
How we're gonna do this? Here's the thing. We may also have a few other things in store for you besides the Roundtable's Magic. Kefron, would you like to show the things so that we can get people's attention to make
Okay,
them
so
stay?
after we're done with Roundtable, and depending on which fan is the most fan, not cringy, fan, we will be giving out this Luna cutout to one person in the audience after Roundtable. It is my design, and the paper craft was provided by the lovely Sam Outlion, which you can find more of our cutouts and shadow boxes at my table in the vendor hall.
Buy her stuff.
It's good.
Well, since you insist, I'll do that tomorrow.
But yeah, so we'll be giving that out after Roundtable.
And on top of that, Bliss, do you want to also tell them what else we're going to be showing?
Yes.
Your name is not Bliss. I was talking to
I did not hear Bliss. I was hearing a conversation over there. So shut your face.
Bliss, do you want to tell them what we're also showing here exclusive for all these Ciderfest people?
I don't know. Uncle Songhorse made it clear that I'm not here.
I mean, it's pretty hard to see.
Just put this right here so we can make it official.
Come on, time is money. money. Time is
Use
money.
your magic.
And yes, if y'all stick around, we're going to be revealing a brand spanking new TF2 video.
But wait, there's more. We are also going to be showing the world premiere, the world exclusive premiere here. There it is, right there. Of a super secret special project that Keyframe here has been working hours making it look beautiful, making it look amazing.
Sure.
And Will's also been.
I have a great story about that.
Without me, she wouldn't have a basis to edit on, you jerk.
Hey.
We'll give him a gold star.
I have a great story about that trailer once we reveal it, about
Okay.
the trials and tribulations.
My fault. I am a
Not
copy
you!
director.
Not you! I'm talking about my computer.
Oh yeah, my computer's always had issues. Anyway,
Uncommon bond.
uncommon bond. All right, so how about we take it from left to right, and to save time, how about we just combine likes and dislikes? This is a mini roundtable.
Okay,
Alright.
Coolio Julio. So, uncommon bond. My like is.
But well, first of all, who here has already seen Uncommon Bond? All right, for those who haven't, there will be spoilers. Just mild warning.
And if you haven't watched the leak at this point, congratulations.
You're one of the smart ones.
Anyway, continue, come.
Okay, so thank you. My like of the episode, well, I'm gonna start with my dislike. My dislike of the episode was nothing. Call me a person with rose-tinted glasses, but I legitimately did not, at least for my first viewing, I only watched the episode once. Nothing really struck me as annoying or bad. Every character felt organic, and like every reaction felt warranted or necessary. And this goes into my like. I really like the whole story aspect of friends growing apart and how both Sunburst and Starlight acted. And a lot of people are like, I feel like a lot of people who aren't going to like the Starlight in the episode are going to be like, she's like how she was in No Second Francis, being like, oh, she was a whiny little teenager. But her getting upset because her childhood friend and her are growing apart, and her childhood friend would rather hang out, at least projected that he would rather hang out with her friends. Her running away crying is warranted after she tries so much to, hang out with her friend.
Who
Not to
apparently
mention-
does not want anything really to do with hanging out with her.
Yeah, and Sunburst is that kind of, we've seen from even the beginning, he's a person who is oblivious could be his picture in the dictionary.
I can see that.
And you can see that he genuinely cares too, he just doesn't know how to project it. And I like that. I like the development, I like the story.
He is by all definition very socially awkward, even with the people the ponies that he's close with.
Yes. Actually, my dislike is, why was there nothing brought up? Why did he was like, can you turn around or leave the room so I can change? What are you wearing under there, Sonny?
He's wearing
Is his cape? Does he sleep with his? Does he have a night cape?
But then what about that one scene from was it Hurricane Fluttershy or something when
What are they wearing?
I don't know, maybe they're shot.
Beg your pardon, Rarity. We normally don't wear clothes.
Exactly, but yeah, I really like this episode. So, Toon, your turn.
Okay, so let me think here.
Give a clap for me. Thank you.
Military clap. Okay, so what did I like in this episode? I actually kind of sympathize with Starlight, mainly because this has actually been something that's happened to me before. I remember reconnecting with an old friend of mine, and we were hanging out and stuff, and he really did not seem too interested in me. In fact, he seemed more interested in my friend, if anything, and that kind of hurt. So I can sympathize with Starlight, and it kind of made me wonder, like, when you've been friends with someone for so long and then you just try to reconnect, is it really the same? Because when you're friends with someone as a kid and then years later you're all grown up and you hang out with each other, that kind of also goes into my negative. You should never try to force basically what your old friendship was into the current friendship, because the way Starlight went about that I did not like at all. The fact that she wrote a spell to turn, like, not only
To make her physical age,
to make them into kids and to have like an illusionary background to where they could play a board game again. I don't know, does that seem like that might be a little problem?
But isn't that the conflict of the episode?
It is,
Well,
but
that's
when
the
you
thing,
really break it down, what she tried to do, doesn't that
That's
just
the
like a
thing,
little...
it's very Starlight though.
It is. That's why it feels weird
She
though.
brainwashed people because she couldn't figure out who to hang out with.
Thank you.
That is very Starlight. That's actually low-key for Starlight.
But I don't know. Something about it didn't seem right to me, and I've been trying to figure out why. Maybe I'll figure it out some other time. But yes, basically my like and dislike is Starlight and Sunburst. It's friendship.
You'll never hang out with any other pony again. I'm the only one needed in your life, Sunburst.
Well, the way that she went about that, the way that you could look at it from an outsider's perspective, who does not know the history between these two, it's gonna look really weird because she's basically enforcing herself into every situation. No, you hang out with me. I mean, I kind of want. No, me and you. Come on, just me and you.
But when you actually know the background.
That's where it makes a little bit more sense. So I would not suggest watching this episode without prior knowledge of what friendship these two have. Just saying. So that's me. What about you, Thespio?
Let's see. Well, okay.
Also, can I get a solitary clap too? Thank you.
Okay, Preface, there was nothing about this episode that made me legitimately angry, so your ears are spared.
Good.
Solitary clap for that.
Celebrations.
Well, for one thing, Toon kind of took my like.
It happens every episode. Somebody's point gets taken.
But yeah, bouncing off of him, I also kind of sympathize with Starlight. And if anybody knowing my history with Starlight Glimmer, you know it's not pleasant. But I will say this:
No,
the
please go
later
into- please go into
half of
it.
season 7 is I'm slowly appreciating her now. Like her old quirks aren't at, like, she's getting better, and I can appreciate that.
Yay!
That was off sync. Come on, guys.
1, 2, 3. There we go.
That's better.
Yeah. But he already explained about that. Like, I will say there was another thing I liked. Am I the only one that wants to see that Dragon Pit game be played on? I'm sorry, that game looked so much fun. Well, aside from literally cutting a hole in the floor to make it fall through the ceiling of the next floor, that seems kind of dangerous and kind of warranty of death, but still.
Can we see at BronyCon, can someone actually make a physical Dragon's Pit game? Like throw it up somewhere like in the vendor hall
Do we
or
all get to
something?
wear like those inflatable T-Rex costumes?
Yeah. Everyone will wear the T-Rex costumes and it'll be great.
I really...
Plush dice.
Yeah, I really like the appearance of that game, and honestly, it's kind of like Buck Ball. It looks like a game that I think everybody can get into, just like, the Daring Do escape room back in All Bottled Up.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay, don't do that.
I will say this. Okay. I have 2 dislikes, one joke and one serious, if I just may.
All right, I'll allow
my joke negative is like, what is going on? This is giving me nothing negative to say about Starlight. What is happening? Okay, but my serious negative is I didn't like how Sunburst wasn't really vocal about how Starlight was acting until the very end.
Yeah.
Like, if I were in that position, like even when he was saying it's the Starlight while they were looking through the antique store, you don't have to pretend to like this,
Yeah.
And like, at the point when they go to the apple orchard and run into Trixie, I'd be like, Starlight, I think you kinda need to chill.
Okay.
This is a little
He's oblivious. He didn't realize she was acting.
Well, I understand that he's oblivious. Just that's something like me and my fiance Katie. We watched this like 1 or 2 times before this panel, and like she was going on with me. It's like, why doesn't Sunburst speak up? I mean, at this point in their friendship, I know Sunburst is socially awkward, but you know, the fact that they've known each other for so long, he could at least have a little bit of discipline. I don't know, maybe that's just me.
The whole conflict of the, because you say like, oh, they're such close friends. The whole point of the episode is showing how far they've grown apart. If you haven't seen a friend since childhood and you're just starting to reconnect, having that sense of discipline and yelling at them, at least me inserting my thoughts into that, I don't think that would be my first initial reaction, especially if I'm someone who has social awkwardness as a main character trait like Sunburst does. Also, like, it goes to a point of Sunburst's character traits show in the 2 times that we've seen him, obliviousness and also the awkwardness. So him not being very vocal and speaking out, because it took them an entire montage for him to say, you know, you don't have to pretend that you like this. It goes to a point where it's like you have to you have to focus on the character's trait and not self-insert your own philosophies into the character.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you know what, I guess I can't agree with that. And plus, too, I think that's sort of chalked up to the thing that we honestly haven't seen Sunburst in a main role ever since the crystalling, so...
Honestly, I think it's probably more along the lines of Sunburst was sort of focused more on the activities they were doing rather than Starlight, because if he had noticed her behavior, this conflict probably wouldn't have happened in the first place. So it's not that he was just noticing it and ignoring it, because he does speak out when he notices it, but it takes a while. But it's more along the lines of he's just having fun and not realizing how comfortable she is, because she was very obvious. So I think he just didn't really notice that she was acting weirder than usual.
Indeed.
Yeah, fair enough. Like this is why I will be honest. This is why I usually prefer if roundtables were like done a couple days in advance. That way I can gather my full thoughts and try to
This
focus on
is
a little
a
better.
special exception for all.
I know it is. Just
Oktoberfest.
that's just me.
Okay.
So I guess we pass it to Lissy.
But,
Lissy.
yeah, go ahead, Liz. At this point, I'm rambling, so sorry.
Also, let's give a solidarity clap with SBL. There you go. Hey, who is the one who just did a second? Of course.
One solitary dab of shame. 1, 2, 3.
That does not clap.
Now we have to jazz
Okay, Lissy, what were you like?
Go ahead. Let's
We
go.
not.
So my positive on this episode would have to be Twilight. Twilight, I love Twilight. Sorry.
Thank you.
She and Sunburst, they're immediately hitting it off, but she already notices that something's up with Starlight. Like, they were talking about antiques and whatnot, and talking, and she could tell right off the bat that Starlight, I mean, she was distracted at the store, but when they got back to the castle and they were talking, she noticed that Starlight was clearly not engaged and looking rather frustrated and bored. So that's when Twilight levitated the stuff away and said, anyways, what would you like to do, Starlight? I love that Twilight immediately took notice that her apprentice or student was basically feeling down, and she's like, well, she's here to hang out with her best friend, and I'm taking up their time. Let's do something they want to do. That was cool of Twilight. Good on you, Twilight, for being best princess.
Solidarity clap.
Clap for Twilight. There we go.
As for my negative, I'm not surprised how Starlight reacted with the whole magic thing, but I was kind of hoping they go a little bit off that and go to a different version, more like, so Starlight and Sunburst related to each other the most because she was really good at magic and he likes talking about it. Well, what if Starlight, instead of doing a spell to make them enjoy their childhood, the game board that they used to do, I thought she would just try to impress him by going over the top with all these magic spells that she just came up with. And she went a little crazy, a little overboard with them, and it created more chaos than good.
She could use the time travel spell again.
No, not time travel, just
So like you're imagining a mix between the bottling up spell and the spells from every little thing she does, like put together, she's doing all these big things, combining spells, and then
she's
go
doing all these things to try and impress him so he will like her and spend more time with her than her other friends because he likes magic. So So she's like, oh, well, look what I can do. Look what I do. Magic spell. Oh, and another magic spell. Oh, and another magic spell. Look what I can do.
Magic missile, magic missile.
I would have preferred that route than her just simply coming up with a spell, turning a background into their old childhood, and turning themselves into foals.
Prismatic spray. Oh, we don't want to do that one.
That was pretty generic. I was kind of hoping she would just go over the top to try to impress him.
My baby stole my
Because that wasn't trying to impress him. That was forcing an old childhood memory. And I didn't like that. I'm like, no, why don't you force your talents on him instead? Try to impress him by going all out. But they didn't. They went with this route instead, probably because of the time.
I don't know. I think like I can understand where you're going with that, but the way I see it, I think what Starlight actually did in the episode, I think worked better because, well, yeah, for time reasons, but it seemed like a situation where she didn't need to go out of proportion because then it would just be like another relapse for her. And I think at this point in the season, she's really trying to avoid doing that. Like she's had all of her lapses in season 6 that all of them themselves have overstayed their welcome. So she's getting better with trying to avoid, making something too catastrophic. So in a way, this spell is a little bit low key. I understand what you're saying, but I think like what they did was probably like the smarter option as far as her character arc goes.
I think my version would have been funner.
Whatever you say, Bliss.
A solitary clap for this.
Fun!
No. That's like howling at a furry convention. You don't do that.
You know what's funny? I remember actually a funny story about that. I remember hearing a tweet from the Midwest Fur Fest people to one of the pizza places. They're just like, if you call our number and start howling at us, we are never delivering to the Midwest Fur Fest people ever again. So don't do that.
Really?
For no legit, that's an actual legit thing. That's a legit thing. I have the tweets.
Anyway, Keychi.
Oh, off Tweet's head.
No, it's comfortable.
Okay, so what's your likes and dislikes for this?
Doesn't mind. Look at that happy face.
Num num.
Give it up for a solidarity clap for Twink's panel debut.
So,
Okay, now I can see you from here.
I'm just gonna make eye contact with you the whole time.
It wasn't even me then.
This time it was me.
I know, I saw you. I know it was you.
Anyway,
I'm not taking my eyes off you.
Continue, Keychi.
Go ahead.
Go on.
So honestly, this whole time I've been trying to think of a negative and I can't think of one. Can I just do 2 positives?
Sure.
Okay, so first positive, I loved how in character this was for Starlight. Like, she has a problem, she stews about it, she tries to fix it with magic, and it fails horribly. I love that this is just so in character for her, but I also like that she didn't go completely overboard like brainwashing or trying to take over Equestria. So, considering that this person's friendship was the catalyst that changed her life forever, I'm glad that she has learned enough to where she doesn't go completely off the crazy train, but she's still there. She's still working on coping skills that she apparently never learned growing up. Another positive that I liked is that they didn't try to force all of Starlight's friends into this episode because we wouldn't have had time to really develop and see her being frustrated with the montage and whatnot. We didn't see Discord, we didn't see Thorax, even though it probably wouldn't have made sense for Thorax to be there, but they could have done it anyway.
Or
Nobody
Spike.
knows that.
Or Spike, yeah.
Or Spike.
I was surprised Spike was not. Wait, was he in this episode?
He was not.
No,
He wasn't even in the background.
He's probably with that version of the Orthodox.
Yeah, but the
Spike
thing
has
is,
friends now. Now he has a reason to be off
yeah,
screen.
he has bros and a Big Mac.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it was
yeah,
game night with Big Mac and Discord.
yes.
Yes.
That could be why they weren't
There you go.
But yeah, I just like that they didn't try to force too many people into the episode. It's kind of like Starlight's going through what about Discord moment, except she was actually there for those moments where Discord was just like not there and doesn't know what's going on. She's there and she's just like, I hate this, I just want to hang with my husbando, I hate this.
I actually just realized something clicked in my head. So you notice how all the game game tiles when they make the life-size version of it are books.
Yeah.
That's the reason they pointed out why Sunburst has so many books in the beginning. Those are his books.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, everyone, in honor of Silver Quill not being here, say continuity. 1, 2, 3.
Love you, Silver.
Sorry, that just clicked in my head and I had to verbalize it.
No. You got me thinking about that too. That's actually really
Nice touch.
Yeah, that was nice.
Singular clap for the storyboard people. Yeah.
I saw you.
Is that all, Keychi, or do you have more?
Those were the real things that stuck out in my mind. It was a good episode. I had fun. I like Starlight.
But that cliffhanger at the ending.
Everett,
Oh, the season finale is gonna be juicy.
Yeah, guys, without spoiling anything, just raise your hands if you know what's going to happen in the season finale.
A few people.
You
Shame.
I saw that.
Wait.
Saw that.
I saw it.
Wait. Okay.
I was hoping you'd see it.
Follow-up question. How many people in here watch Game of Thrones? Okay, well,
One.
okay, one person will understand this. Shame, ding, ding, ding. Shame, ding, ding, ding. Shame.
I'm distracted by the food costume in the back.
That is a delicious looking cosplay.
Singular clap.
Is that
Singular clap for this man here. 1, 2, 3.
Well, okay.
Okay, I guess back to the roundtable
I
portion
guess
of
now
this.
we have to do the giveaway.
Okay, this will be the end of the roundtable section of this. So we're